tell you the truth, I was hoping for the death penalty. But as long as he spends the rest of his life in jail and not hurting another child, that's what's the most important. Because I don't want another family to go through what we had to go through.
It took 27 years, but just a couple hours ago, this man pled guilty to the murder of a 9-year-old girl. That announcement closing the chapter on a cold case dating back to 1993, the murder of Angie Housman. Good evening, I'm Corey Stark.
And I'm Samantha Jones. Claire Kellett has the night off. News 4's Chris Nagus was in the courtroom as Earl Cox made his guilty plea. He joins us now from the St. Charles County Courthouse. Chris.
Sam and Corey, I'll tell you what, it was an emotional day here inside a courtroom in St. Charles County. The judge told Earl Cox, you not only terrorized Angie Housman, you terrorized this entire community. This crime gripped the St. Charles and St. Louis County areas back in 1993 as every parent's worst nightmare. This was a true stranger abduction. Housman was abducted as she got off her school bus in St. Anne back in 1993. Today, for the first time, Housman's family came face to face with Earl Cox to see the man that killed Angie Housman, and they have lots of questions for him.
I want him to tell my family why he did what he did. I can't think or imagine the mentality that he has to a child. I just can't imagine it. And if someone can explain it to me to where I can understand, I would appreciate that.
Housman was abducted on November 18, 1993. She was found on November 27, 1993. She was tied to a tree at the Bush Wildlife Area off Highway 94 in St. Charles County. She was naked. She died of hypothermia just hours before rescuers found her body. In court, Cox admitted to the crime. He said Housman got in his car after she got off the school bus in St. Anne. He then drove her to his Wentzville home where he raped and tortured the little girl. He then drove her to the woods to die alone. Some family members of Housman's wanted the death penalty. I asked prosecutor Tim Lomar why the death penalty was taken off the table.
He does deserve the death penalty. He deserves a worse fate than what he gave Angie. Having said that, there are several, in my mind, important reasons why we did not pursue the death penalty. First of all, we have the option to ask the jury to consider the death penalty after a trial. The jury would then have the option to recommend the death penalty to the judge, and the judge ultimately would impose that death penalty. The problem with doing that is we force a trial. And if we force a trial, there's the uncertainty, of course, that comes with the trial. There's the uncertainty of what the sentence may be. But more importantly, in my mind and in our team's mind, the community deserved a right to know what happened from the mouth of the man who did it. And that's the only way we're going to do that, is if we accepted his plea.
And County Prosecutor Tim Lomar says he also has additional questions he would like answered from Cox. You heard the family wants those answers as well as to why Angie was the one that was abducted. Today, Cox pled guilty to murder in the first degree as well as sex abuse. He will now spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. He will also face charges in unrelated crimes in St. Louis County. Reporting live in St. Charles County, Chris Nagus, News 4.